Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the BEA part number TD433PB9V. So in this part number is disguised everything about it. First of all, it's a T for transmitter. It's 433 megahertz. T for transmitter, 433 megahertz. PB is a push button, and then it's got a 9-volt battery source. Smoke detector battery. It's a single button. This is going to include flag connectors, which are going to attach to your, which can attach to your cherry switch. Okay, you've got your flag connectors. One is going to be common. The other will be either normally open or normally closed, whatever you're connecting it to. It's got a mechanical button on it, and obviously your lead for your power. Okay. Now, being BEA, that means that it's not only going to be basically bulletproof, some hook and loop tape for getting it to the back of the box. I should say you're probably going to install this into a surface mounted or recessed enclosure for a 4.5 square, a 4 3/4 square, a 6-inch round push plate. Being a transmitter, the important part, of course, is that you're mating it to a receiver that's 433 megahertz. There are other frequencies, and there is one frequency that's no longer available at all, so be mindful of that. 433 megahertz is what you're looking for. If you have reason to believe that what you have is old and you cannot obtain the frequency, the product based on the frequency requirement, what you'll have to do, no doubt, is to replace the transmitter and receiver. And that discontinued frequency is the 390 megahertz. I had forgotten what it was. I had to look it up. So if you have 390, you got to start over, as far as I know. So being BEA, that means that you're going to get a really smart, well laid out set of installation instructions. And they are most certainly linked to down below this video. And the installation instructions are naturally included, linked to down below this video. The bottom line is everything is done on the receiver. And I mean, so much so that the installation instructions literally include a reference to the receiver. The links below this video, which are going to be titled technical data, instructions, and then product catalog. The technical data is going to show you how the part number changes as the push button type change itself. You can do the same single button flag connector with a 3-volt battery if you wanted. And maybe even more common than 9-volt. But then you're going to find the self-contained single button, keychain, single button, dual button, triple button, quadruple button. Again, all self-contained if you need a keychain sort of operation. The installation instructions absolutely refer to the programming, which is done and set which starts on page 2, referring to dip switches. And to reinforce how basically all the work is done literally on the receiver, I removed the 2 screws from the back of the case just to show you how literally there's nothing to this. There's nothing on here to do at all. But this is what the circuit board looks like. Let's see if we can get the camera to focus for us. Just that area right underneath my finger where the push button is going to activate. And then again, literally, everything's done on the receiver. The receiver is going to basically have you set your dip switch settings how you want. So maybe what is necessary really is to review what you're doing on the, literally just snaps back together. Review what you're doing from the receiver perspective, which is going to be a reference to whether you're doing a pulse relay or a toggle relay. Press the transmitter once, meaning a pulse, is that you're going to achieve a momentary sort of input. The toggle relay, press the transmitter once and the relay output is active indefinitely. Press transmitter again and it will de-energize. So that's going to be called, I would call it a maintained switch, because a maintained switch would be something you have to turn on, and it's on until it's turned off. Two voluntary actions. That's dip switch 1. Dip switch 2 is going to give you your time delay. You got a half a second or a 10-second. That may be important for what you're doing. You may want to have an activation where you can hold something back to get the door into the closed position, let's say. That might be important for your installation. I can imagine how it would be. The handheld configuration is you're going to set the dip switches to the desired activation cycle. You're going to press the learn with delay button or learn without delay button on the receiver according to the activation requirements. If learn with delay is selected, turn the potentiometer counterclockwise to set a 0-second delay. So there's going to be a potentiometer on the receiver. It's a volume button is what it is, basically. After the learn cycle is complete, adjust the potentiometer to the desired time second delay if you need to. Press the transmitter button repeatedly until the blue LED on the receiver illuminates. Test the system by pressing the transmitter button. Red LED should illuminate, and observe that the blue LED illuminates on the receiver. Push plate configuration is on what's called page 3. Ensure that the push plate has been installed before initiating this. Connect the wires from transmitter to normally open and COM, or the common contacts of the push plate switch. So normally open is obviously going to be the circuit is open until you connect it, and then it opens again. That would be appropriate for a door, a wireless activation over a door. You're going to hit that. It's going to cycle, and then it's, when the time delay is over, a half a second, your circuit's open again, so that it's not going to then try to open again. It will open, then it will open, then close, then open again. Push plate activation again goes into the same prior mentioned setting of dip switches to suit the requirements that you have. The removing transmitter codes can also be done on the receiver as well. So then there are technical specifications on here, and you're going to, when the battery expires, you will use it with a 9-volt battery again. So the link below this video to the instructions is really going to review what you need to do on the receiver itself. You will have to program the receiver, you will have to program the transmitter to the receiver, because there are, the way that this works, and you can read that in the transmitter and receiver users guide, which we're calling template or technical drawing. The transmitters are available. There are, I forget the quantity of frequencies. Let's take a look at that. In the specifications table, they're telling us that the max quantity of transmitters to a receiver would be 100. So I have customers call and they get the transmitter and say, hey, it doesn't work. Well, wait a minute. We talked about the fact that you have a receiver. We know it's BEA. Did you learn it to the receiver? Oh, no, I'm supposed to do that? Yes, you will have to learn the transmitter to the receiver. So expect to have to get to the receiver. If it's an automatic door, obviously pull that cover off, etc. If you're looking for hardware that will permit you to have wireless control over an automatic door, high energy or low energy, you'll want to look at the BEA catalog, which can be reviewed as well below this link to the document called product catalog, because that will show you an overview of all of their automatic door hardware, not only wireless control, but their sensors and a variety of other equipment that permit you to, in a near infinite fashion, really control what's happening, not only with automatic doors, but we have people who order these and want a push button on an electric strike because they want to wirelessly be able to temporarily buzz someone in from a keychain. The BEA material can do that. And it's really just a question of reviewing all of that material. Very good company. Every time I've called them, they are able to answer my technical questions without skipping a beat. If you have any questions on the BEA, this is their part number 10, TD433PB9V, or any other BEA product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.